sit, so I choke on the sun, and the days blur into one in the backs of my eyes. All the things I've never done, sheets are swaying.
For the night, and I'm very honored as the mother and the bride to be the first one. And what I want to say first of all is that it is so marvelous having all of you here. I mean, this is just a treat. Each and every one of you in this room is just very special. So thank you, all of you, for being here and sharing in this beautiful afternoon and evening with our families. So,
thank you.
Oh, before I met John, I was driving in with my brother-in-law Lowell. We were coming from Anacortes to Missoula, and as we got closer to Missoula, Lowell had already met John, and I turned to Lowell and I said, "I'm really looking forward to meeting John." And Lowell said, "You're gonna like him." And like him I did. John, I've grown to love you. I have deep respect for you.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're awesome, and your parents are awesome, your family's awesome, so it's just been wonderful. Alisan, you two are a stunning couple, absolutely stunning. You have so much good about everything. It just exudes from both of you. You have such a beautiful future ahead.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thanks, Mom.
And you always have my love and support.
Oh,
So please join me in the first toast. Love you.
My name is Carl, for those of you that haven't met me yet.
Dave.
Met John about 10 years ago working for an unfortunate company across the street from my own raft company. We've had a lot of good times. A lot of late nights at Sean Kelly's, interesting lines on Big Mountain, and good trips on the river. And it's just really cool to see you with Alisan, because Alisan, you're a really great person and just about as perfect as I can imagine for John. So. Cheers to you guys, Al and John.
It's going down now. I've met everyone pretty much for the first time showing up here. I'm Alisan's sister, and you're only a couple years older than me, so we've been through everything together, right? And if I must, and I love you with all my heart, and there's no one on this earth I'm closer to. And if I have to be forced to share you with someone else, I can't find anyone better. There's no better person than John that I'd rather have to share you with. And I love you both so much, and you're the best. Love you, mean it.
Hello, my name is Dave. Dang, glad to meet you. Thank you.
Position myself to fight him.
I have a nice mustache. So does this gentleman right here. Well, John let us know that we were going to be making toast about 30 minutes before the ceremony happened today, so thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
I met John in 1999, is that when it happened?
That's right.
At the University of Montana, and I was thinking about what I could talk about. I know there's lots of things I'm not going to talk about. I'm not going to talk about the speech John gave at my good buddy Benji's wedding. It was an amazing speech. I'm sure Benji will let you in on that.
You're kind of seeing myself here.
I shouldn't have tried to memorize it. After the first sentence.
And I'm not going to talk about the time that John tore his pants all the way up here, hot rodding around a motorcycle for the ladies.
Didn't like it.
But what I am going to talk about is how John he's joined the club that I'm in, which is the Marrying Up Club, because he's got himself a wonderful wife, and I'm really glad that he was good too. Congratulations.
That was very good. Impressive, sir.
Dave, love your speech. Do it again.
I'm not very good at this by myself, so
I'm not either.
we're doing it as a group.
But Allison and John, we love both of you, and you're beautiful together, and we're so happy that you found each other, and we just wish you all the happiness in the world. Thanks, and we'll be here.
I also would I have one favor of everybody. Please drink as much champagne as possible, because if there's any left, she's going to force us to drink it tomorrow. We love you guys so much. Thank you for including us in this weekend. It's been phenomenal. Thank you. Oh, shimmy, shimmy, microphone swap.
So, my name is Benj, good friend of John's. And unlike John, I have no. And I'm not sure if this, I don't know if this should be a speech for John or for Allison, who's obviously not paying attention. She's taking care of her. Oh, we'll wait. We can wait. Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay. So as I was saying, I don't know if this should be a speech for John or for Allison. You know, usually it works. You're on one side of the wedding party or on the other. And lucky for me, I've been able to know both of these people before they met, before they got married. Allison, you've always been a great friend for Kira and I. And, I don't know if you know this side of John that we all know. I know that you've got to know him pretty well for the last 5 years, but John has a lazy side to him. And we're really hoping that you can break him of this, but when I first met John, by the way, these aren't notes, this is your menu.
Oh, okay.
I'm just, showing you. You can do it without it. So, I first met John, I think it was 99, it was about 14 years ago. We were freshmen in college. And we're at our freshman orientation at school, and this guy, comes up and sits down next to me, and I've never met him before. We were both doing wildlife biology, and he taps me on the shoulder. John and Kay, please pay attention. I don't know if you know this. I'm not the most organized person, but I've got all my classes picked out. I'm ready to go. And this guy sits down next to me, and he's like, "Hey, how's it going?" It's like, "Good." He's like, "What are you studying?" I was like, "Oh, wildlife biology." He's like, "Oh, awesome, me too. What class did you take?" I told him. He's like, "Cool, well, I haven't filled anything out. Can I copy your classes?" So this is my first experience with John, is he copies all my classes. Right? So,
I'm sorry, it's true.
So I don't think too much of it, let him copy the classes, and then school starts, this is a couple months later, school starts, and there's this guy in every single one of my classes, he comes up, and he's like, "Hey, what's up?" And I'm, trying to figure it out, I'm like, "Who is this guy?" And, finally memory comes back, I'm like, "Oh, it's John, I remember this guy." And he's, got this big lifted truck, and he likes to fish. And I was like, "Oh, this is pretty cool. I like fishing, big trucks. Let's go for a ride." So we go up Blackfoot fishing. It's going to be a little while. I don't know if anyone else has talked or not. But so we go up Blackfoot fishing, and he wants to show off his truck, which I don't know if you've noticed, John likes to, the green truck. He likes to, you can see the Jeep over there. He likes to show off his toys, So my second experience with John is we get in his truck to go fishing, and he wants to drive up this hill. So he puts it in four-wheel drive and drives up this hill, and trying to show off for his friends, and doesn't realize that his trailer hitch is hanging pretty low, and he gets his truck stuck. Goes up the hill, rolls back, gets the trailer hitch stuck underneath the blacktop. It's hot. So now we're sitting here watching this guy try to dig blacktop up to get his truck stuck. And who's digging? Not him, right? The lazy part. Again, sorry, but someone has to tell your stories for you. You don't remember. You hit your head. Okay, so this is the first time I see him get his truck stuck. And then about, I think it was it a month or so later, Don, I think you were there. And we're driving around out by Deep Creek.
The bed home. Yeah, I know.
Oh, well, at least you said it. And so we're driving around out at this place called Deep Creek, and there's this Jeep, kind of like John's Jeep over there, that gets stuck in the mud. John's like, oh, I got a big truck, let's go help him. We're like, all right. So we go down there, and John didn't know how to put his truck in four-wheel drive and got himself stuck. I don't remember what pulled you out, but something pulled him out, and for some reason John made Don and I ride the bed of the truck all the way home. I don't remember. I'll leave that one alone. So those are some of the stories I have with John. So with that, I hope that you've kind of seen the pattern that John used to be, right? The kind of like riding on his buddy's shoulders. And then, there's more stories than I have time for here, but Dave made the comment about John was best man at my wedding about 5 years ago, and John's speech for me at my wedding went something like this. To finish it. So good job, you guys. No, but
And that's where I met her.
to bring it to an end. Allison, you've always been great. 5 years ago, you caught John's eye. You guys love each other. You're great together. Glad to see you both very happy. You're going to do well. You're going to go far. We're all very happy for you. And I said yesterday, thank you so much for taking responsibility for John. Because the rest of us don't have to anymore. We'll help you if you need the help. But thank you. You guys are great. We love you. Oh, I forgot to cheers. Cheers.
John just looked at me when I grabbed the mic and said no. So I'm going to take that as an invitation to tell all of my stories. I'm not going to, though. But what I will say is that I've known John for a long time, for 10 years, and he is probably responsible mostly for my marriage, in the sense that he kind of kicked Carl's butt a little bit to get the move on. So thank you for that. And Kay Sullivan has the esteemed position of being able to say that Carl and I fell in love in her backyard. So cheers. I wasn't going to divulge all of that information, but yes, it may have been awesome. What I really want to say to you both is that two things. First of all, one of my favorite things to say to John, and what I've probably said to him more than anything else, is, dude, what's wrong with you? To which
Dude, shut up.
to which he often replies, like, I don't know, a lot of things, I don't know. And as I was trying to figure out what I wanted to say tonight, I had a lot of trouble coming up with something, because I really wanted to give you a hard time, and I can't, because you've chosen a totally amazing girl. And you have, I remember when you guys first started dating and you had gone to a concert, and I went over to your house, and you had a little framed concert ticket that Alisan had given you, and it was just sitting on your counter, and I didn't say anything to you then, but I was like, this girl is going to take good care of you. She's a good one. She's a keeper. And I'm just so happy for you both. I'm so delighted that you found each other, and cheers to both of you. We love you so much.
I've got a Canon Rebel over there. Start doing the
Okay, John? Oh, Leo? Tony and then Leo. And you're going to pass. Kelsey, thank you. That was beautiful.
John, go ahead, John.
Okay. For those of you who don't know me, I'm pretty long-winded, and I like to tell these really long stories that end up with nothing at all at the end. So there'll be a lot of drink in front of you, and everybody's ready for this. Okay? Also, I'm a cowboy, and I've got a lot of cowboy toes, so this could also be very interesting. But through all my long years in the world, I've never, ever seen a perfect person. But I have seen perfect couples. John and Alisan are that.
Thanks, Tony.
Tony, that was awesome. Thank you.
I'm Leo Godin. I'm the grandfather of John and my wife. And my toast is a little different than yours because you all are all looking forward. I'm 86, my wife is 85. You wouldn't believe it, would you? And we realize how the world has changed. We got married 62 years ago. And we bought a house, and we were both trembling like hell when we put $3,000 down and signed a mortgage for the remaining $9,000. The world has really changed. But in our 62 years, the one thing we have learned that has not changed. When you're married, the physical aspects greatly enhance communication. And it's wonderful. But the other thing is this. You got to communicate outside of the physical aspect. And what my wife and I have done, and it's mainly her idea, we are all drinking a toast. But every day, in this world of tumultuous problems and everything, where you're running here, you're running there, and everything there, before supper we sit down and we have a drink together. And we communicate, and we talk, and we love. I hope you can do the same thing. Yeah.
Okay. You know, going home is a wonderful thing. Home is a wonderful thing. And I remember when John was born, April 5th, long ago in Denver. It was actually a snowy day, and Kay and I took him home. Then he developed a GI problem and vomited against the wall. We tolerated that, and we took him to the hospital. Then we took him home. And Kay had the same thing, and her brother had the same thing. And we took him to grade school with a little lunch box, and he came home. Then we took him to football practice. After that, we went home. Everything's going home. Took him to college. Alisan, you're taking him home.
You got him now. That's amazing.
You're stuck with it now.
Well, John, just to pick up from that, when you were born, your mom called me and she said, Johnny's at work. I think you were working the night shift back then, Johnny. And it was a blistering snowstorm, and I worked for Eastern Airlines, and I said, I'm going to pass by up there. I'm going to come there because Kay had her first baby. And I was like, I'm going to be there. So I got there, and you had some neighbor that worked for the airline. She said, no way Peggy's going to make it. The airport's because, anyway, I made it. And we went that week. They christened you very close to that date. And I made strata that Jody put in your book of recipes. Yeah. And I prayed that day that you would have, that you would be a good citizen, a good Christian, and that you would marry a wonderful person and be happy. So my prayers were answered. How old are you, John? 30 years ago.
Yeah. Super old.
So I prayed back then, and my prayers were answered. And also, John, I want to thank you for all that you taught to my son. Because many of holidays and vacations, John took Bill for the entire summer up in Montana. And John took him rafting. John taught him football. Bill never played football until he got to high school. And he played because you played, John. And he did wrestling because you wrestled. And he wanted to be like you. And so Bill has turned out to be a good citizen because John, his cousin, was his idol.
Thank you.
So I thank you, and I'm proud to be your godmother, John. And I'm so proud of that.
Well, I didn't have anything prepared, but my mom handed me the microphone. So, John has been kicking my ass for 27 years. And, my mom has always taken a very soft hand to my raising, and I think he's provided the kind of the stiff upper lip that maybe I needed. So, I will say over the past few years, I've seen John soften up just a little. Alisan might have something to do with that. Anyways, here's to you guys. Love you both.
I just can't help myself. I love a microphone. You know. I am truly one of the happiest women in the world. Alisan, I have 2 daughters who are awesome women, and I am so proud to call you number 3. You are remarkable. 2 of my favorite words, many of my Tucson friends know this, are gratitude and inspiration. And I try to mark every day by a measurement of one or both of those qualities. And I'm looking for it, and I'm hungry for it. And I am so grateful as I look around this room and I see the love that all of you have for one another and the love that we all share for these 2 awesome young people. I am grateful, and I am truly inspired by your love. So join me in welcoming Mr. and Mrs. John B. Sullivan III.
I'll just go by myself.
Okay, I'm coming with you.
Anybody who doesn't know it, that was the wedding we met at. Was the wedding, for some reason, I was drawn to this guy who was like,
That rescue.
in a room of 300 people, couldn't think of one thing to say to the bridegroom. Who knows what screw is loose, but it happened.
And I took advantage of it. That's the first time I've said sorry since we've been married. There's a lot to come. A lot of sorries. Please forgive me. I didn't hear you. You'll learn. Yeah. I didn't do that. I don't know. We would like to say thank you. There's so many people to thank here tonight. First, I'd like to start with Jim. He's somewhere. There he is. Jim, thank you for being at this gym. You're one of the oldest friends I have. Not your age, but I've known you for some time. We really appreciate it. Hey, Maggie. Just let her go. It's fine. Come back up here. I'm doing a thing. It's totally fine. Let her just hold on. Thank you, Jim. It was wonderful. You did a great job. And there wouldn't be anybody we would rather ask than for you to do that. I'm so honored. Thank you. Yeah. So, thank you. Let's have a toast to Jim, please. And then, as we said in the ceremony, Mom, Dad, Marlene, it wouldn't happen without you. Thank you so much for supporting us through all this, helping us along the way, supporting Alisan and all her plans, and then supporting me in doing what she says to do. It's very helpful.
It's true, I'm not going to dispute it.
I didn't plan anything, I just did what she told me, and it's working awesome. I think I did the cupcakes. So.
You did nothing with the cupcakes.
I thought you did. Hey, it's a good start.
The line of vision.
Yeah,
really
lots of
learning.
Thank everyone for traveling too. We have a lot of people from a long ways away. Mama and Papa from southern Louisiana, and Lynn and Paul. It's a long way to come up for this. And we're very happy that you guys all did the whole table over here. It's great. Montana's pretty cool. I like it.
More than anything, it's just our. And I've been telling you guys because you're at my table, I'm so sorry, all night. I've said it like 4 times. We didn't need a big wedding. We didn't want anything where we had 300 people. We just wanted our closest friends and family. And that's what's here. And everything has meant so much to us all day. Because the people that matter most to us in the world are here. And we really thank you all for coming. You've all made a really big effort. And I hate crying. And I'm